Hello everyone, my name is Anjali. I'm a master student in Yonsei University, Department of Physics. Currently, I'm working as a research assistant in Photonics Device Laboratory. Through this PowerPoint, I would like to introduce my research proposal, which is actually the construction and introduction of photonic chip using bezel-like beam array, which can be used to advance microfluidics dynamics. So let's go through the PowerPoints. So the outline is divided into 7 parts: introduction, which introduce the topic; objectives, which are like the main goals of the research; methodology; expected outcomes; significance and applications, along with budget; and finally the conclusion. Go through the introduction of my research proposal. We are using bezel-like beam because of its non-diffractive property, which has a lot of application in photonics devices. So bezel beam propagates with its intensity proportional to bezel function. So we need to observe the behavior of bezel-like beams in aqueous environment like heavy water and water more, to know about its functioning in such an environment. So the next function is like to introduce a photonic chip using bezel-like beam array, and which has a lot of application in biophysics, especially in drug delivery, and which can be used to replace the microfluidic chip. Currently it's really expensive, so when you replace it with bezel-like beam array, it has a lot of application. The main objectives of this research includes, initially we need to study the aqueous properties of bezel-like beam in like water, heavy water, and air. Also, we would like to develop a multi-channel optical transport using bezel-like beam generator, and we need to just prove this experiment while using simulation. We would like to use COMSOL and RP fiber power photonics to conduct the simulation. And finally, we need to investigate more about its application in daily life, which is highly relevant for research to be accepted by the scientist. The methodology of this research can be divided into two. First, we need to conduct a bezel-like beam array propagation in aqueous medium and observe the beam profile. Next step is like the construction of parallel bezel-like beam array by optical trapping and optical manipulation, and which can be used as a photonic chip. So we need to collaborate with national labs and other scientists from other countries to get more advice on this matter. And the expected timeline for the completion of research, including the publication, is around 2 years. So I expect to publish the paper within 2 years. According to Terry Pratchett, he is a British fictional writer. The best research you can do is talk to people. So to conduct this research and for the progression of this research, I need to find some national labs and talk with some researchers. That is the next step, which is very important. So the first research institute I would like to collaborate with is KIST. KIST is the Korean Institute of Science and Technology, which is situated in the banks of Seoul, South Korea, and my professor has a lot of students there, so I would like to talk to some of the alumni. The next one is like University of Arizona, Wine College of Optical Science. One of my senior, Dr. Hyunwoo Lee, he's currently doing postdoc there, so he's really expertise in this area, so I would like to talk to him too. The next section is research equipments needed for the research. Firstly, we need optical microscope, then laser diode, then heavy water for conducting the experiment. The next one is like microspheres, polystyrene microspheres, which we use for like trapping, optical trapping. Some of these equipments are available in our labs, but some of the samples are not available, so we need to buy it. So the expected outcomes of this research include, initially we need to comprehensively understand the aqueous properties of bezel-like beams, The next one is like development of highly integrated photonic chip for multi-channel optical transport. And finally, we need to get more insight about the potential application of this photonic chip in like interdisciplinary areas, especially in like medical physics. When you analyze the applications and significance of this research, uh, it includes like initially particle sorting. We can separate the particle using the optical trapping, and the next one is in like drug delivery in blood. Finally, it's like the chip can be replaced microfluidic channels, which is highly expensive in market now. So I hope this chip can provide a cheap method for like fluid transport. Budget is really important in your research. The main budget includes uh, the funding requirement for like experimental setup and buying the components. The secondly, we need to provide some fund for research assistants who do experiments in laboratory. So these two are really important. In conclusion, I would like to say that this research is a systematic approach to study the aqueous properties of vessel light beam generator, and next is like to introduce a highly integrated multi-channel optical transport system with practical application in biology and other parts of the science. So I hope this research will be successful, and I hope for the best for everyone. And thank you for listening to my presentation. Have a nice day.